Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 10 of Random Race Commentary. We've finally got into double figures here on the channel, and that is my phone watching the stream being very loud on the volume side. I apologize for that. So I'll be monitoring chat as usual. Got a special guest. I've linked up with an old friend from back in my Mod Nation days of 2011. Up till 2015, I think it was when it died out. Care to introduce yourself? Yeah, BanditoTheDorito, there we go. Just gonna check the audio. I'm not sure. You sound a bit quiet or something. Is it picking up? Tell us in chat whether the Doritos audio is alright or not. Keep speaking, Dorito boy. Yeah, you're not speaking at all. You sure you got your voice share settings sorted? Ah, dear. Yeah, Ben Doyle says you can't hear you at all. Hello Ben Doyle, by the way, and hello SJ Gaming. Welcome to episode 10. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We are technically challenged, it would seem. I don't know. Try adjusting your volume up or something, Bandito. I'm trying to have my phone on so I can see if there's any difference. This is a weird one. It says it's probably in party settings as SJ Gaming. Yeah, you might have your voice share settings off in the party settings or something. Things are going so well. Again, nothing. I hear nothing on stream. I have no idea what this issue is, because if you say that you've got it, your voice shared thing on, I'm gonna sound completely crazy to you guys on chat, by the way, because I'm speaking with Dorito in my ear, but yeah, you guys can't hear him obviously, so it just sounds like I'm speaking to an invisible person. I do again apologize, it's the first time this issue has happened. I don't know what it could be. If it isn't that, then if we can't get this fixed relatively soon, I guess I could do it by myself. Splurge is here. Alright, you think it's some kind of privacy setting then? Alright, that would make sense. So, SJ Gaming suggests you leave and rejoin. Splurge the Second is here, someone who we know quite well. Ripperoni the Dorito boy. So anyway, how have you guys been? You guys been okay? It's been a while since another one of these episodes has been out. Hope you've enjoyed the livery workshop I did recently as well. One thing I will say, if you didn't know, we have a Discord server, so there's a link to that in the description, or at least there should be. I'll quickly check to make sure it works. Yes, the Discord link is there. Let's see. Nah, still nothing. I don't get this. I hear him in the party, yeah, I've got him in the ear of my headset. So, I mean, you guys can hear me fine, I assume. I can hear me fine on the stream, but I don't know what this is, dude. This is a really, really odd one. 8 viewers somehow we've managed so far, which is very surprising considering that nothing's really happening at the moment. Yeah, he's been saying that he set his voice to share and all that splurge, so not sure what it is at the moment, whether it's a privacy setting or something. We're not sure, but he's set his voice to share with the party settings and all that, so I don't know what it is. Hello to Mr. Tomaterox, I'm gonna say Tomaterox, or Thomas Luca 2, who's in the lobby. Hello. Hope you are in. Nothing started yet, but I hope you're enjoying me just rambling on and speaking to invisible people. Mika suggests using a different mic. You have another mic? What? Yeah, try that. If the different mic doesn't work, then I am out of ideas. So he's on his way to find a second mic. To keep you guys entertained while we go through these technical difficulties, let's have a look at some of the cars on track. Okay, WRT Bolt, currently with the fastest time of 146.0. Here at Circuit de Catalunya, I should mention, is the track of choice here, Group 3 cars. The Saudi Arabian of Call of Duty Warlad, that's a name and a half. Currently second, but 1.7 seconds off the pace of the 147.7. Bud Seb's third with a 149.3. Thomas Luca on an outlap. Ghost Warrior's just set a time, has he? He's jumped up in the order and he's going back to the pits. Yellow flags as someone is stopped at the chicane. Indeed, it is Drubit. Anyway, Bandit, if you just start speaking again and we can do this check. Again, I'm not hearing anything, but We've got a bit of a battle going on here between Bolt and Callow. So, Bolt just lets him pass. Callow probably on an qualifying lap, while Bolt on more of a cool down lap, more than likely. And yeah, he is using a different mic, Mika. That's what we're trying to do. You switch back. You switch back. Huh? What?
That should work. It was so simple. I don't know why I was in the other settings.
Huh? What? That should work.
God.
So simple. Yep, you're loud and clear now. Oh, fantastic. What was that, by the way, as Bolt and Thomas come together a bit? There's a bit of a grouping at the
thing within the party. I had to switch a party setting to allow broadcast audio.
Really? That was literally the thing that we...
No, this is the smart thing that Sony did. They have two settings for it. They have a setting within the party, so you can broadcast your own audio if someone else is broadcasting, or I assume the one that I was messing with was my mic always on, so if I have a mic on and I'm speaking, even if I'm like muted to party or whatever, I can still commentate whatever I'm doing. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Not 100%, and I'm not going to say that that is the exact reason, but...
Okay, just gonna quickly, because the echo effect's back, I think I know what fixed that. No, your volume's fine, dude. Your volume's actually decent, unlike quite a lot of people we have on here. Trying to think who actually did so. Output device. Would I have it to TV? I don't know. There we go. Hopefully the echo goes away. Sorry about that, we're back.
Oop. Chris wants Gucci, another American driver, like myself, has spun around the chicane.
Splurge going for tyres
pole
there.
sitter, WRT Bolt is also sitting off the chicane, off the track at least, so kudos to him for safety, always important.
Okay, how many people do we actually have in the lobby now? Okay, that's actually allowed us to get quite a few more people here.
Yes, our technical difficulties draw more people in, yes.
Exactly.
They want to see you go insane, Apple.
Oh, of course, of course. I mean, we're already doing very well in terms of viewers, currently at 7. One thing I will say, that I actually forgot to mention to you, and I normally tell every co-host I have, Bandit, no swearing or anything like that on stream, okay? Got it?
Not a problem.
Okay, sound. So, we've got...
Immediately drops a fat F-bomb.
Fantastic.
No, I'm kidding. YouTube, don't demonetize him. I'm just kidding.
I don't get monetized anyway, but the F in this case was fantastic. Let's say that. So 11 cars on track, just me and Bandito that are not. Let's quickly go through some of the qualifying times again. WRT Bolt still the fastest time. Now it's a 1:44.6.
Oh, I just saw Mika go really wide. Oh, and there's a Mercedes, and he just parks kind of on the track. Good job, Mika.
Yep, good job indeed. I just about call that causing yellow flags like he normally does.
And deservingly so. He's dropped a position in the hot lap times or qualifying.
Yep, splurge.
Yes, I can English.
Let's get this thing started anyway.
Yep.
I'll let you go through the grid order and such, as I normally
As
let
of
the
right
cars
now,
do.
we have WRT Bolt sitting on pole with the BMW M3 GT2, Sam Vettel second with the Alfa Romeo 4C, Splurge the second sitting third with a very nice Sega Audi R8. Oof. And then, if it'll ever show up, there we go. We have Mika fourth in the V12 Vantage, Call of Duty something in the C7, Ghost Warrior in an AMG GT. I'm gonna call you Bud in the VW VGT GT3. Looks like a GTI. And then we have Thomas in a
Green,
nice...
and the cars are off. Sorry to cut you off, but we're
No,
finally racing.
Oh. And the Brazilian has not went off the line.
Yeah, that Viper
is stuck
in the
grid.
background there, as WRT Bolt seems to have a decent run. Splurge trying to go down the inside of him, not quite enough space there. Splurge up into second though. Decent start. There's a car off in the background.
Way wide. Oh, and it's the Lamborghini of Thomas going way wide on the second turn there.
So Bolt currently leads, as Drubik going down the inside of Sam Vettel and Bud Sebs as well. They're trying to go 3 wide through turn 4. That isn't going to work out that well.
I think it gets
for
a little squirrely.
Still, Drubik 3 wide, and there's more contact between Chris and Bud Sebs.
Oh, the Mercedes of Ghost Warrior going for a dive on Mika, but backing out last second.
Yeah, Mika seems to be holding his position at the moment. Looks like that Corvette of Call of Duty. Maybe about to try and outbreak Splurge. Splurge goes defensive. Maybe Call of Duty will be trying to get a cutback. Not quite. This scrapping is allowing Bolt to get away.
Because of their battle, Mika's coming up hot in their tails.
Yep, we'll just quickly...
Oop, goes just a little wide, he's going to lose a little bit of time there.
Yep, there was a car round, I think. Yeah, Vettel's round.
Oh, and there's a crash right before the chicane. Chris Gucci has spun his Audi R8. Oop, and there's more crashing in the chicane.
From both Woodsheads and Luke in the gravel
Bud
trap.
And Thomas.
So
Can I get some F's in chat for that deadly chicane there?
Mika had a bit of a penalty there, just got rid of it into the braking zone. So after one lap, WRT Bolt has a healthy 2-second lead from Splurge the second, who is under pressure from the Corvette of Call of Duty. That Corvette definitely going to have an advantage on the straights, you would think, compared to the mid-engine Audi R8. Although the R8 no slope in the straight line either.
Actually, from what I've noticed, the Audi R8 has a ton of straight line grunts. Like, from the 2 races in DRL DTM, even though I was like sitting there in the back, you know, getting lapped by everyone, I was able to out-grunt BMWs.
Fantastic. So looking a bit further back, Drubit's getting a bit close to Ghost Warrior now, battling for 5th. We'll go onboard rear wing shot on Ghost Warrior's car. Drubit, you can see the BMW gaining the slipstream. Are they going to dive down the inside? No, they think better of it. Chris also coming up. Drubit maybe gets slightly shaky exit. And it looks like it's safe for now, although Ghost Warrior runs a little bit wide. Things looking okay at the moment for them, as Bolt continues to bolt away from the field.
Ghost Warrior and Drew battling hard. Chris Gucci's right up the rear of both of them, just waiting for one of them or both of them to crash.
0.3 second penalty for Chris, but he's trying to go attacking into the corner there.
Going on the inside.
BMW has
Chris.
The power in the straights there.
I think he's going to send it up the inside.
Oh yeah, Vettel down the inside. Nice move there.
Vettel made it stick on Chris.
It's allowing Budsebs to also get back into the picture.
Oh, Vettel's going defensive.
Well, Drew a bit thought about it. Vettel down the inside of Chris again. Chris looking like they might retake that position. They've got the inside line for turn 5 and they just about get it. Meanwhile, Budsebs runs wide and into the gravel. Clips the gravel there. Bit further up, Call of Duty and Splurge the second getting very, very close. In fact, second, third and fourth separated by less than a second at this state. Mika just about has to serve a penalty.
Hotboxing Dutchman has to back out of the battle due to another penalty. Just getting really unlucky with the penalties today.
Yep, Splurge looks very, very solid in this last sector here. The mid-engine Audi looking very agile.
Oh, looks like Ghost Warrior's maybe about to lose position. Oh, yep. And he goes wide and slides.
Yep, he's out of position for this chicane and is being absolutely swamped by the whole field. Cars going off. Who was that? That looked like it was Thomas. There's more contact through the exit of the last corner. Now it's going to be a slipstream fest down the straight. There is a pack of 6 cars here, led by the Mercedes of Ghost Warrior.
Oh, do we know how Ghost Warrior got back ahead of Drew before the straightaway?
Yeah, Ghost Warrior up to 5th. And Chris going down the inside of Drew through turn 3. Looks like Vettel's going to try and do the same. It's a bit of a train. Fantastic racing between these. A bit of contact, perhaps. Things staying relatively close, as you can see. Fantastic stuff. Budsebs maybe lagging a little bit.
Too wide behind Ghost Warrior, Chris, and Drew for quite a while. So it's quite interesting to see the pace difference between all these drivers here.
Looked like Budsebs had a bit of a Slide McGee moment, so they've dropped down to 10th now. Sam Vettel runs a bit wide.
I'd seen a little bit of Buds in qualifying. It looked like he was having trouble with that VW. Just a little bit, though.
3 wide, and Ghost Warrior trial used to go around the outside. Doesn't quite work out for them. They drop down to 7th. Chris and Vettel battling it out for 5th. Intense stuff. Oh, they clip the gravel again as they make their way through the chicane. Or coming up to it. And Chris round. Chris is round. The Merc of Ghost Warrior's round as well.
Drew's slowed down. Oh no.
Bit further up the road, Splurge seems to have gapped Call of Duty just a bit. Still in slipstream range, but the gap has extended.
Drew Butt showing his displeasure with the incident in the chicane of death.
Somehow Thomas has got back up to 7th through all of that.
Yes, he has. And by the looks of it, he might actually have to pace on the straightaways to overtake our friend. Oh wow, Sam Vettel going really wide on corner exit there. I'll be surprised if he doesn't get a penalty for that.
Thomas going down the inside of Budsebs. That is a very solid move there. Are they going to try and do the same for Vettel? No, they're not quite close enough. Budsebs not giving up without a fight. Not quite enough space
almost
on the inside to challenge.
Inside of Vettel.
Yep. Chris coming back into this as well. They're nearly going 3 wide into this uphill sort of chicane, and that is
3 wide, and Buds is off the track.
Yeah, Buds off track. That's allowed Ghost Warrior to get ahead. Budsebs drops down to 10th, and there's contact there. Luca completely going off. Looked like there was a tap from the Audi. Oh, there was a dive bomb there from Drew, but they've run a bit wide, and that allows Ghost Warrior to come back up the inside. Meanwhile, as we're on the last lap, it looks like WRT Bolt rounding the last corner will get the win. Splurge the second with a 2.3 second penalty, so that'll drop them behind Call of Duty, in fact. Mika, I will actually take
Mika gets him because of the penalty.
And Vettel and Chris will be close.
Penalty.
Chris ahead of Vettel because of Vettel's penalty, so Chris 5th, Vettel 6th, Ghost Warrior 7th, Drew 8th, Budseb's 9th, and Thomas Luca will have to settle for 10th. There you can see only 3 cars without penalties. Congratulations to our race winner, of course, WRT Bolt. Started from pole, drove away from the field. Fantastic display. As cars go completely to Narnia on track. There we go, someone's reversing all the way up the straight.
I believe that's a broadcast or a replay glitch on GT Sports part.
Yep, fun times.
Oh boy. Shall we let the drivers pick the track, or
we shall
I do the honors?
Track vote. I shall not take part
boy.
in it because democracy, I don't know. Northern Isle Speedway Splurge. Why? Why do you do this to me?
There's 2 votes for
Go
it. 3 votes for it.
Why?
What's everyone else voting for?
We're actually going to be doing
vote for Tokyo Expressway. You have 1 for Monza. Ooh, that'll be interesting.
It's gonna be Northern Isle. There's 4 votes for it.
Shall I just, put the final nail in the coffin? Oh, never mind. I don't have time.
It's already dead and buried. Here we go then.
God.
Random race commentary finally
race.
Makes its way to the States at Northern Isle Speedway.
Mika showing either displeasure or amusement in the track choice. Dropping a fat lol in chat. Oh, nope, he's just amused.
We'll make it Group 4.
Oh yes, that'd be a lot safer option considering how big this track is,
We'll do 20 laps. Should we make it night? Night could be cool.
Yeah, do night and then set it for 20 laps. It's like what, 1 minute lap or something like. It's not even a minute lap. It's like a 30-second lap.
True, less than that. Well, maybe around that in Group 4s. I haven't used Group 4s on here actually.
If I'm not mistaken, in the Circuit Mastery or Circuit Experience, Northern Ireland Speedway's 2 laps for the final event, which is really one event.
I believe it is, yes.
I think Broadbean's like that too.
True. SJ Gaming with an F in the chat. That is definitely needed. We'll see how this goes. It's gonna be
Sunvettel with a very interesting car choice, picking the 8.6 Group 4.
True. I wonder if it also has a subscribe livery on it. It does not. I am disappointed.
Why are you disappointed?
I need my free promotions in my own racing
Fair
series.
Enough. WRT Bolt with another interesting car choice, front-wheel drive Audi TT Cup.
That's going to be an interesting one on the oval. Especially such a small oval as well, with it being front-wheel drive, of course, the tendency to understeer, that's exactly what you don't want here.
And there's a collision between Mika and Bolt. Not even the race, and everyone's just getting all, worked up over nothing.
Pretty much. Budsab's currently with the fastest lap. Nearly 2/10 faster than Mika. Oh, Splurge. Very close as well. About 300ths off. Someone's going backwards around the track in an Audi TT. That's WRT Bolt. Of course it is.
Oh my. Oh no.
You've been caught on camera. Chaos. You've been framed. I am Harry Hill now.
Oh. And the old Britannica driver Jim shows up. Filthy peasant, switching team names. I'm just kidding, Jim. I love you.
Oh, great banter. It really is. So, anyway, Jim will be joining us for this race. Of all races he could join us for.
Uh-oh. We have a complete meme entering the track. Call of Duty with the Bugatti Veyron Group 4.
That's exactly what we need here.
Yes. I'm sure it's gonna have tons of power. Just strike like Grant.
I'm not sure how like a W12 can only produce like around 400 or something horsepower in this category. Maybe
You
they
know,
changed it for
I
like
don't.
only like half the engine, so like a
No, it's still turbocharged, so it's got to be a W12. And I mean, sure, maybe there's an Audi V8 in there somewhere, maybe,
I was gonna say, because
but
how would they get the
I
car to
doubt
be
it.
so light while still being like four-wheel drive? The
It is
Polyphony
possible
must have
because
thought
they don't list
something.
the engine displacements for their fictional cars, but it's actually a smaller engine, a smaller W16,
All right, interesting.
or potentially there's just less turbocharging going on there. Because
Possibly,
turbos add quite a bit of weight.
of course, the road-going Bugatti
Oh,
Veyron's a quad turbo, so very
yes.
spicy stuff.
We have a second Bugatti Veyron sitting in the pits, the Veyron of Chris Gucci.
In extra large, funnily enough.
I
So
mean, how else would you want your Gucci?
fair point. Splurge a second in a Shell DTM liveried BMW M4. That's looking quite nice there. Be a bit slow for DRL, but still, as the Veyron takes to the wall. I think we might as well start this race. I believe everyone's on track.
Oof. Oh, there's another crash.
Of course, there. Oh my! I'm just looking with the cursor. Oh, okay.
Dude, let's just be honest here. If there isn't a crash during the actual race, I'll just give up. Just
Someone's
straight
gonna
up.
spin out on the line because it's a false start check, and with a bit of banking, it's gonna be a pain in the neck.
Actually, it's not as bad as Daytona on Forza, because if you do a standing start, you'll start on basically a 45-degree bank. So
Yeah,
when you hit the gas in Forza, you'll just slide down. So it's a matter of, do you take the inside line, which is flat, or do you just muscle through the banking?
yeah. I believe we had that issue in Nukeshot Endurance Series Season 2 as well when we raced at Daytona Road Course, because it was a
Ah,
standing
yes.
start there too. So that was fun. The marshal's already
Interesting
got
to
his
see a rule
checkered flag
change in the
out.
NES.
He wants it to end. Oh, I don't blame him. Oh, he's actually watching the cars go by. Huh. Interesting, Marshall. Look at the detail on those trucks. Fantastic. Let's start the race before I completely go into
Yes.
insanity. Take us through the
Yes. Oh,
grid, lad.
the grid lap. First we have Splurge in the BMW, then Jim in the Aston Martin. Thank you, Gran Turismo, for cutting me off yet again, because I'm never going to get through all the cars. So then we have what appears to be no, it's Chris's Bugatti, and then Bud's McGann, the Huracan of Rafa, hope I said that right, Drew's M4, the Porsche of Call of Duty, the McLaren of Vettel, interesting choice there, a BMW of Mika, a GTR, another interesting choice from
Oh,
Thomas,
false
and
start
then
from
a
Bolt.
Subaru WRX. Oh, really? Someone's already full started.
Yep, Splurge is off. Green, green, green. The cars are off. Someone's also stopped. The start there. Oh, there's
And
a
it would
crash.
appear,
Ghost Warrior and Thomas Luca.
I believe you just called that. I believe you called that was happening.
So at the moment, Splurge seems to have gotten away, but not out of slipstream range just yet. Budsab's looking to go to the inside of Jim on the banking. Not quite. Or in fact, they do get past. There's a lot of sparks being thrown up by these Group 4 cars. Not just by hitting the wall, but actually the car's bottoming out on the banking.
Yep. Oh, you can see Splurge's car bottoming out on the banking, and some of the lower car. Oh, and there's a crash between Vettel and Chris. I don't think Chris will be happy about that.
Splurge already with the
Position
1
left and
second
right.
gap on this track. That is impressive stuff. My man knows how to oval.
Quite surprising considering his nationality.
True, true. Although, well, I guess yeah, you would think that Chris would be the best at this sort of racing, but he's all the way down in 6th at the moment. Sam Vettel and Bud Seb's
Actually,
getting a
got
bit
crashed
close.
by Vettel earlier. Vettel went wide at the end of the bank and just slammed Chris into the wall.
Drew and Call of Duty getting very, very close again. Look at the sparks coming off of that Porsche. Drew going down to the inside.
Oh my.
Not quite again. Call of Duty in the
Well,
wall.
blue flags are already out, and Call of Duty just getting unlucky on my life.
Drops all the way down to 9th now. We want up ahead. Bud Seb's definitely managing to stay with Sam Vettel as they graze the wall.
Uh-oh. Looks like Jim's trying to race Splurge, despite being a lap down.
And he's got his hazards on, to be fair to him.
Yep.
Oh, there's nearly
my.
contact.
Jim getting really close to the race leader.
And Bud Seb squeezed Vettel into the wall there, bringing Vettel to a dead stop. Really unfortunate for the Dutchman.
But that does give Drew an opportunity to catch up, and an angry pack of what appears to be Dutchmen behind him too.
Indeed, as we're about halfway through the race now, so that has gone very, very fast. 16-second laps by these Group 4 cars. Cars coming into the pits as they worn out their super softs quite a lot, actually. I did not see that
and Call of
coming.
Duty either disconnected or rage quit. One of the two.
Probably
Give
disconnected.
the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I was gonna give the benefit of the doubt and just say disconnected.
Yeah, a lot of cars then who were pretty much just wall riding, taking a lot of wear to their outside tyres, whereas the cars up ahead, such as like Mika and, well, definitely not Splurge, she's an exception. He is just wall riding at this
Splurge
point.
is riding the wall.
That's definitely murdering the tyres. As you can see, more cars coming into the pits. Mika, Thomas, Chris.
It'd be interesting to see how some of these pit strategies play out.
That it will. I think Splurge is just trying to manage with the tyre wear. Probably going to be on the rims by the end of the race, but he thinks he can do a Lightning McQueen. I mean, his car is red, so
Only fuel,
maybe.
guys. You only need fuel. Tires don't ever matter.
So it would seem. Bud Seb's on slightly fresher tyres, surprisingly enough, with it being a front-wheel drive car.
Ah, yes. Although, surprisingly enough, I have noticed that I enjoy driving front-wheel drives a lot more in Gran Turismo than other games. Cough, cough, Forza.
Big up my guys in the Forza community. I don't have any guys in the Forza community, but still.
I have plenty of guys in the Forza community.
Very close now between Bolt and Vettel. So Bolt has recovered amazingly after their false start, I'd say, as they go into the wall. Mika and Jim also fighting
Jim's
at
going
it.
to the inside, and he makes the overtake. Oh, Bolt goes up, scraped the front end of Mika, and he's in the wall, and he takes... Uh-oh.
Somehow Drew survived that. Bolt doing a Tokyo drift, too. And he's into the wall!
Mo Shinderu.
Not near! Unbelievable scenes, as X-Manny G once said. So Jim now leading this pack in 5th. Mika trying to go down to the inside. Not quite close enough again. Slipstream not enough at this stage. Trying to go for the outside now. Switching to the inside line.com for everything Formula 1.
Bolt's crashed again.
It's a massive
and there's now
pack.
a battle for first between Splurge and Bud.
As Bolt goes
down.
round the wrong way, it looks like Splurge is going to just about take it. It's going to be close between these. Splurge does in fact take it from Bud Seb's. Vettel 3rd, Ghost Warrior 4th. As you can see, there's a massive pile up for 7th. Jim 6th, Chris 7th, Thomas 8th, Drew 9th, and Bolt, after pretty much just giving up after their crash and going around backwards for the Bants. Fantastic stuff. Although you do need to cross the line in order to let the race not take 3 minutes to finish. He's going in reverse. And into the wall again, as the rest of the pack makes their way around. And across the line. Oh, he's not taking the checkered flag. He's on his final lap now. And he's murdering
and the
whole
AI's
field.
just, you know, having a nice moment amongst themselves, crashing into each other.
It doesn't work when you're ghosted, lad. Here we go, checkered flag out.
Chat, please.
Anyway, there are your results confirmed.
See, viewers, this is why I, as an American, still do not race NASCAR in any game, because of the shenanigans that we've seen here.
Still, congratulations to Splurge for just about keeping it as clean as you could in that situation and taking the win. Well done to them.
Yes.
Let's have a track vote.
Big respect.
Let's hope that we don't have Northern Isle again or something.
God, if it's Northern Isle, I'm just gonna like take executive order, just pick a random track.
Blue Moon Bay. Oh, fantastic! We're doing more oval
God.
racing according to Splurge.
Dear God, I hope it's not more oval racing. There's only one vote for the Speedway. Tokyo Expressway has 2 votes.
Tokyo
Actually, 3 votes
Center
for
is a
different
pain in the
layouts.
neck. It's so narrow.
Oh my God. No,
Oh,
Tokyo
there's
in
3
general
votes
is just
for
a pain in the neck.
I hate you guys
God,
so much.
No.
This is why I don't race in this series. I just commentate because you make these awful decisions.
This is why I'm about to just become a permanent commentator.
No, this is a one-time appearance. You're fired after this.
Oh, wow. I'm hurt.
Get
This
back
is
to
why I can
working
never
for
do the Nukeshot
Richard
contract.
Short and Conservative Motors and whoever.
Okay. I'm sorry. I haven't talked to that guy in ages either, even though it's just a video game.
True. We'll stick Group 4 because Group 3 is actually suicidal on this track. Like, it is
The
mental.
circuit experience for this track, you get a Subaru WRX STI Group 3. The Subaru's a good car. This track is just all sorts of...
It's too narrow for racing properly. That's why I preferred
Yes.
the other layouts of Tokyo, especially the new south one that was added with the
The
December
South
update.
one, I don't hate that one, but I still hate Tokyo, as in the track.
Alright. What's your opinion on the east layout?
East layout.
That's the one with the really long straight.
Oh God.
Fantastic in
See, I'm
Le
having a
Mans
hard time
prototype.
remembering what this layout is. I think I know what this is. I'm pretty sure it's the one with the Subaru.
I believe so.
Unless this is the one...
East layout was the one with the Z4.
East layout. Oh. Yeah, it's alright.
Oh,
Z4's a
fantastic.
good car though.
Bolt and
Very,
Gucci
very nice.
banging doors. Mika has to leave. Ripperoni. Mika.
Oof. I love you, Mika. I've had to get that out on the stream.
Fair enough. Time for some mint. I assume... Are you referring to livery? Oh, yes. That minty
Oh, the
GTR.
minty boy. Jim
Very nice.
pulling out the mintiest of the minty boys.
Shame it doesn't show up as minty because of the artificial lights, but still, it is still
I mean,
quite the
you
minty car.
You can still kind of tell. It's kind of like, you know...
You can tell in the
horrible
tunnel.
green. Yeah, because it's more well lit.
I should probably adjust it so it's not 20 laps. Oh, I was
Yeah,
about to
that'd be
click stop the
horrific.
race by accident.
Oh God. Oh. Here's an old timer from the NES. GTO 250 GTO has shown up.
Let's have
If
it
I
for
remember
6.
correctly, Nilsson posted a video of the Silverstone race that I watched a little bit of.
Oh yes, season 1. I believe GTO was on pole for that in a Mazda 787B.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, you are correct.
You'd think I'd know a thing or two about my own racing series, but Not always.
You think I would know nothing about this racing series, considering I've had GT Sport for all of 3 months?
Well, true, but you have become a bit of a Gran Turismo nerd since you first got the game. Not
I
gonna lie.
mean, let's be honest. When you're picking between Forza Motorsport and Gran Turismo, it's a pretty night and day difference, and it's pretty obvious which one's better. Not Forza. Sorry, had a bit of a cough there.
I mean, controversial topics. I mean, I get there's sort of a different fan base for both. I can see the logic behind owning both. I did play Forza 4 in the past.
Offapple, you're wrong. The fan base for Forza is 12-year-old kids who will ram you every corner, or just really salty old dudes who will get really salty if you tap them, and even if you do the respectable thing, let them get their position back. Because keep in mind, Forza still hasn't implemented their mysterious penalty system. Yeah, Gran Turismo is night and day, because at least the fan base is, in my experience, miles more mature.
You heard it here first, folks. Welcome back to the NES TV articles or something. We have an interview with Bandit. Anyway, jokes aside, let's see what kind of times people are getting.
Wait, I thought I was the reporter, Apple.
Sam Vettel battling with Bolt, proper Speed Racer
yeah.
style, through the tunnel now.
It's not even the race, and they're battling each other.
I know.
I can imagine the amount of salt from both of these drivers coming out in the race.
Oh wow, Jim in the Minty Boys actually just gone fastest with a 21.5. Splurge second fastest with a 22.0.
Jim's also flashing his hazard lights, presumably because he's done setting fire lap times.
True that. Or he's just paused, like a regular human being. Rafa currently
it's
third.
not appearing ghosted, so...
Drew fourth, Vettel down to fifth. They were currently fastest with that lap time a while back.
If you take a look at Splurge, he just got out-grunted by the Alfa Romeo of Chris Gucci.
How do you get out-grunted by an Alfa Romeo? How does that happen?
That's a good question. Probably hashtag BOP.
True, there is that. I know the Group 3 Alpha is very good in the corners, but it does suck on the straight lines.
Yes.
Anyway, Ghost Warrior currently qualified 6th, Budseb 7th. Bolt only managing 8th at the moment, can't seem to stay off of those walls. They drop down to 9th as someone moves up the order. That's Chris who set the fastest time, it's a 1:18.5.
Can I get some F's in chat for my boy Jim?
What reason?
He had best lap and now he doesn't.
Oh right, of course. Even Splurge managing to go faster. Rafa going faster there. That's a 1:21.2. But Chris somehow, by seeming to be the only person staying off of the balls at this moment in time, 2.6 seconds clear of the rest of the field. Looks like an almost guaranteed pole for them.
I'm guessing Jim has a problem with his car because his hazards are still on after about, I don't know, 2 or 3 laps.
Maybe he's just doing an armored core and running with them on anyway, just for show.
Oh my.
Anyway, let's get this thing started.
Oh. Jim is in the pits.
Anyway, take us through the order when you're ready. Chris claiming he's the beginner despite being on pole.
Yeah. I'm a beginner. Oof! RIP!
Here's the order.
We have the Alfa Romeo of Chris, followed by the BMW of Splurge, followed by the 650S of Vettel, and the M4 of Drew, then the WRX of Ghost Warrior, the Megane of Bud. Yes, Bud. And then the Viper of Bolt, the Aston Martin of GTO. Then we have Jim's... Wow, Jim fell way down the order.
Green, 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 the cars are off. Chris with a decent start.
And Rafa, again, stuck on the line. Just mega oof.
It looks like Splurge is looking to challenge Chris into turn 1, is he? We risky no backs out of it.
Nope. Chris remains uncontested, with Splurge maybe getting backed off into the McLaren of Vettel.
Yep, Drew also losing a bit of position. That Viper into the wall in the back. That's Bolt.
Oh, a little bit of contact between Drew and Ghost Warrior.
Very close stuff at the moment. Drew seems to just about hold on to that position.
Oh, and there's a little bit of rubbing his racing going on back in the from 4th place down. Oop,
Oh well,
Ghost Warrior got
massive
sent to the
crash,
wall.
and that's Ghost Warrior completely murdered. I would file a lawsuit for that incident.
Oof.
And
Ghost Warrior
indeed
not
noted.
happy in the chat.
And that's Splurge actually going into the wall, getting it wrong, and has dropped down to 4th. They were in 2nd, and now being challenged by Drew. Now they take 3rd. So Vettel up into 2nd in that McLaren, looking very nice in that lighting. And it is Chris with a 3.3 second gap at the moment, as the Viper and the Minty Boy Nissan graze the wall. Still with Jim using his hazard lights, very Armored Core style. They're going 2 wide, nearly 3 wide in fact.
Keep in mind, Ghost Warrior ate the wall a couple minutes ago, and he's already back on the tail of this pack here.
All being
GTO
squeezed
getting a little
into the wall a
squirrely.
bit. Tense stuff. This is just allowing the cars ahead of the pack to just get away. Drew seems to be the cut-off point as leading this pack. Looks like Jim trying to go for a move. GTO into
eats some of the wall.
Oh, there's more sliding as Bolt
Both
nearly
getting really swirly.
and the squeeze into the wall by GTO, but that was impressive that Bolt managed to keep that in a straight line at all. But they have lost position, now they're being challenged by Ghost Warrior. Oh, and
I'm surprised the marshals aren't looking into that one. He's leaving
side
all
by
over the
side.
track.
It looks like Bolt might just have it at the moment.
And I've just realized Jim still has his hazard lights on.
Indeed, he does. Jim looking to perhaps get a bit of a run on Drew. That GTR versus the BMW N4.
It would appear Jim's pretty close to making a move on Drew, though. Outside of the slipstream, but will the grunt of the GTR be better than that of the BMW? Oh, they're side by side.
It's going to be a case of
Kind
who's
of.
braver on the brakes. Jim down the
Jim's way
inside.
braver on the brakes. Oh, and he makes it stick.
Fantastic move by the Brit. Great stuff.
Can Jim make it stick for the rest of the race?
Find out after this commercial break. Have you had an accident
Voila.
at work that wasn't your fault? Well, these guys certainly have. As they all
Jim
go
hits
into the wall, I wouldn't
Everyone
be
hits the
surprised if
wall.
one of them accidentally goes into the pit lane. That would not surprise me at all. About
Oh,
2
Bolt's
laps
getting
to go.
squirrely again.
With 2 laps to go, Chris leads from Splurge, Vettel 3rd, Jim 4th, Drew 5th,
And
but
Jim's
for
still
how
a
much
little bit of a
longer?
gap, not having to worry about Drew or the battle behind him.
Oh, more contact between, was that Bud, Sebs and Drew. It's getting very intense here as they go through the tunnel. Heading up for the high speed right-hander. Bolt
It
coming
looks
out of
like
nowhere,
Bud
squeezing
might make it
everyone.
over to... Nope. Oop.
Bolt making a lot of contact with people. But they're up into 6th.
Oh, did he just take out Drew? Nope.
No, Drew's just about still going. Oh, Bud Seb's going side by side with GTO, was that? GTO's lost
Drew's
a bit of
falling
momentum.
back. Yeah, it looks like Bolt may have gotten into Drew a little bit, because Drew has fallen. I take that back. I do not...
Drew's
Drew
gone.
has left the room. So I wonder if Bolt was maybe getting to the side of him on purpose, maybe?
Maybe. Entirely possible. It is a very narrow track, very fine margin for error.
Yeah, but still, I mean, the Group 4 cars aren't as wide as the Group 3 cars.
True, as Ghost Warrior tries to go down the inside of Bolt, doesn't quite work.
Ghost Warrior.
Squeezed out, and that's allowing Bud Sebs to come back into the picture. They're side by side, heading up for the high-speed right-hander again.
Actually, if we check back in with Jim, he's right behind Semvettel.
Indeed, a battle for third. Minty Boy goes for the inside.
Very large battle.
Oh, Vettel in the wall.
He doesn't make. Ooh, Vettel got in the wall. Jim's gonna get the speed on the exit, and he's making the overtake stick.
Jim up into third.
I think Jim's got
Fantastic
himself a third position.
Will he be able to catch Splurge in second? We'll have to see. As the lead is about to go around the last corner and onto the final lap of the race already.
Oh my. Chris just pulled out a 10-second gap out of pretty much nowhere.
Jim is going to have to defend for all his life. Luckily, he is in one of the bigger cars on this track at the moment. Perhaps trying to trick the others.
The M4 is not exactly a small car, and the GTR isn't a small car either. Oh, there's contact
Subaru
between...
round. That's Ghost Warrior. They get back going again, but unfortunate for them.
It looks like he's ghosted.
Ironically enough. So yeah, maybe Jim's trying to trick the field by pretending to be a pace car with those hazard lights. It's working at the moment. As Bloodsabs gets squeezed into the wall by GTO. This battle for third is still quite intense as Splurge is dropping back into the clutches of Jim. Nearly in slipstream range.
To the wall. GTO's catching up quickly. I think it's pretty assured that at this point Chris is going to get his fat P1, and if Splurge continues on his path, he's going to get P2. But the battle for third still rages on.
Congratulations to Chris on that victory. We're currently watching Jim.
For the last second. Nope, doesn't make it stick.
Splurge takes second, Jim third, Vettel sliding around for fourth, GTO fifth, Bolt sixth, Budseb seventh, Ghost Warrior eighth after that Slide McGee moment. Not quite sure what happened there, whether he lost it or was given a little bit of a nudge, but still, there's the final order. Just under 8 minutes.
Congratulations to Chris for his outstanding drive.
Fastest lap as well as the pole position, of course. It just streaked away from the field. Well done to them.
And there's some chatting about to go on.
Yep. Speaking of
Chris
chat,
just rubbing it in. Mega oof.
SJ Gaming suggests one race high boost. You know what? Why not? Let's have a track vote first. Can you guys please pick something properly?
Out of all the times to pick an oval, though, this would be the perfect time to pick an oval.
It would actually, with boost on high.
Especially
Fuji could be interesting.
Rudex. Of course, the stream's about 5 seconds behind what we're saying, so... Oh well. Dragon Trail's getting 1 vote.
2 votes for Blue Moon Bay.
Blue Moon Bay.
And it's Fuji.
Fiji. Same difference, I guess.
It's clearly a U, not
Splurge
an I, but whatever.
Gucci. Bolt apologizing.
Of course, isn't a track that a lot of people drive that often is Tokyo Center. So, obviously, less experience on it. And with it being so narrow as well.
Chris. Well, I mean, once you get involved in a battle in Tokyo, there's not really much you can do.
Boost on strong. Laps to 5.
Oh, Fuji, right?
One of those.
One of them. Yeah. Oof.
Oh,
The one time I'd
Ripperoni
actually be
Chris.
able to win a race.
Make El Bandito drive an Audi R8. It's a rule. He's in the commentary booth, John Wandering. So I can't really get him to drive anything at the moment.
Thanks, John. By the way, welcome to the stream from your boy, the BanditoTheDorito.
That's the one. Group 1. You want Group 1? Actually, why not? Let's have Group 1.
Oh god. If you do a Group 3 race after this, I suppose I'll give in to John's demand.
Here we go. Group 1, boost on.
Oh.
What else do you want, lads?
This is gonna be an absolute meme of a race, boys.
I can't wait to see turn 1.
With BOP and no tuning. Ooh.
Swamply. Oh, yep, there's a Group C. There's 2 Group Cs. Oh, it's
and
that,
picking the R18 Hybrid. A Bugatti Chiron. Ooh.
I just noticed it's the extra rare version of the R18 that Chris has. So decent.
Can't you only get that from the daily workout spins?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's that one. You can only get it there.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about it from Hammer Studios Gaming. What's so special about that car?
Nothing. It's the exact same as the one you can buy in the dealership. It just has let's say battle scars from after
like
the actual Le Mans race
front.
or something.
Oh, bolt's going really wide. Ooh.
You have a 787.
Ooh, Gentleman Racing.
Oh, indeed. The lad gent is here. Another American. My fellow Americans. No, sorry, I'm not the president. But...
God, it's just a meme, Apple. The United States presidency has become a meme. They don't do anything anymore.
I know. I mean, DT was a meme before he became president as well. So.
Fair enough. I mean, Obama became a meme. Bush is a meme. I think both of them are actually memes. Bill Clinton's a meme. If I'm not mistaken, I think Abraham Lincoln and George Washington are also memes. But just because freedom. Anyways, we're not here to talk about memes. We're here to talk about racing.
I like that transition. It's almost like you've done this before. Anyway,
it's almost like, you know, I do the next articles, you know, for the off season.
True. Speaking of which,
totally
Googus, I'm gonna call you out right now. Get back to work, Mr. Squidward. Yellow flags at the Dunlop chicane.
Oh yeah, it's because Rafa spun his Mazda something or other. LM55, I think.
I was about to say 787B, but it is the VGT, so LM55.
Yes, the car that Nilsson drove to victory in the NES this season, in the AM Championship.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, if you haven't seen it, you're like way behind. You can find everything on Half the Race Gone.
Yeah, after this stream, if you haven't checked out already, go to Half the Race Gone. I actually posted a trailer for the Nukeshot Endurance Series Season 4.5 events.
Which I believe is actually going to be live this time around instead of re-live.
It is, yes. So, going to be very similar to this sort of stuff, except for a lot more serious, being actual league racing. So definitely check that out. Durton and the Smooth Boy Trails do a fairly better job than I could ever do, but that's mainly because they have accents and I sort of don't.
I mean, Apple, let's be honest, I'm just some American kid, you're just some British kid. We're doing this for fun.
That's it, at the end of the day. We're doing this for fun and not inflating our own egos, and
I'm
money.
totally not getting paid for this. Not at all.
You're not. You're not actually.
Gosh darn it. I thought you were going to send us the candy bars. I thought we had an agreement.
Nah, we're good.
For all the viewers at home, I'm just doing this for fun.
This is the bit where
by
you
the
say
way, to
send
all of our
help.
American viewers, Happy President's Day. I hope you guys got school off. I certainly did.
Anyway, currently fastest on track is Sam Vettel as he goes into the... How do you go into the wall there? How have you done that?
Which wall?
It's the inside on the run up to the Dunlop chicane. Like the second kink. He's somehow
I don't
gone
think
into
I've
the
ever
wall.
done that in GT6 or GT Sport. So yeah, how do you do that? That's a good question.
Teach us your ways, Vettel. I mean, we know the actual Sebastian Vettel has amazing ways of winning championships. So.
Vettel's listening to us ramble about memes and binning it.
Oh dear. Fun times. Well, you're still currently fastest lap. Gentleman Racing, only 2/10 off you though, so watch out. Rafa 4 seconds off. Bud Seb's 1/10 off of Rafa. Splurge. In the long boy makes a return. Yes,
Oh
mate.
no. Oh yes. Splurge, I hope you win this race just for bringing out the absolute meme of a car known as the Long Boy.
Unbelievable scenes. Will it take off and achieve escape velocity? We will have to see, as there's yellow flags at Dunlop again. I think that car gets off running again. Bolt into the wall in that Bugatti.
Actually, a funny story about the Long Boy. Me and Snipperator were talking about it just randomly late at night because I don't know what we're talking about. I think we're talking about like Audis or something and technology, and the Long Boy came up.
True, it was meant to have like a proper four-wheel drive system as well, wasn't it? But they couldn't get it ready in time. So it could have actually been really decent with that.
With all-wheel drive? Yes, probably.
At least I think the hybrid system was meant to work for the rear wheels, I think, which would have helped with the understeering out of corners issue.
Yeah, probably. And goodbye to Ghost Warrior. It was great having you on the stream.
Agreed. Thanks for showing up. Every time I see Bolt on this, it always seems to just be understeering off to Narnia. I don't know what you're doing, lad. Oh, that is a very... That is a
4/10 penalty.
That's a very American-looking tomahawk from the Frenchman Daniel.
I wonder if he's going to pull a Daniel Kivat in the first corner. Just punt everyone off. Ba-da-ba.
Maybe. Who's looking forward to Daniel Kvyat, aka the Torpedo's return to Formula 1 this upcoming season? I know I am. It's going to be madness.
Wait, he's returning to Formula 1? What team?
I believe Toro Rosso.
Well, congratulations to Toro Rosso. You're going to have a wonderful season.
Yep. I believe they also have Alexander Albon in that team. He's what was it like? Half British, half Turkish? I can't remember what it is. But he's racing under the Thai flag at least.
Oh wow. Jim pulling out his NES Season 5 entry and getting pole position at the moment.
Interesting stuff. Interesting he's faster than Gentleman Racing at this stage.
Also keep in mind that Gentleman Racing is the same car, so Jim and Floyd make a tiny bit of contact. And when they're racing each other...
Vettel currently splits them in that R18, which has taken the Verton Fire Racing team to their championship in the recent NES season. So
yes.
Very successful car in that. Also in real life, of course, Audi.
Wait, no, I thought Joe the Fire got the championship there.
Oh yeah, but it was a team's championship thing as well for Verton Fire Racing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Either way, it's the Vert R18.
Go check out the NES at the end of this stream. Half the race gone, as we said.
Le Mans round 1. That was a good race.
It was.
I actually did quite well in that race. I surprised myself.
Bud Sebs and the Jag just parked off track. But again, every time I pan to you, it's just going rally crossing or something. GTO with that sort of cross-liveried Mazda 787B.
Oh, man, Bolt just cannot get a break. Making contact with everyone.
How many are on track? Everyone except for us two.
Okay. You maybe want to take a look at Bolt, Apple?
Huh?
Maybe want to take a look at Bolt?
Oh, hold on, where is he? What's he doing?
7th. I think he may or may not have pushed Daniel just a little bit.
Intentionally?
Maybe.
What I might do, and this is very extreme, I'm not sure if I've done this before. Where is it?
Oh, someone went for the dive bomb.
Side contact penalty on.
Yes, let's see what happens now.
Let's start the race. Take us through the grid when it loads up.
Alright. I'm just going to start now because we have the beautiful Raven West Motorsports Porsche of Jim, followed by Sam Vettel's Audi R18. Taking a short break for a short GT Sport commercial.
And we're back, folks.
Yes, and then we have the Porsche 919 of Gentleman Racing, the Mazda 787B of GTO 250, actually run that in NES for a while. We have Splurge's TSO 50, which I believe I have mistakenly called a TSO 30 in my recent article. And then we have Splurge in something. Oh,
false start from Rafa. Green, 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 and the cars are off. Slide McGee
I am really bad at calling out the grid.
Car, yeah, again.
Also, Gentleman Racing stuck on the grid.
Really unfortunate. The car's just going off to Narnia as well. So
it would appear that the almighty Kazunori needs to put out a patch really quickly because there's a lot of people getting stuck on the grid today.
Indeed.
Oh, Bolt's off the track.
At the moment, Jim leads from Vettel. Boost being on strong should definitely help. Oh, Jim, bit of a slide on. Splurge in third. So the three different LMP hybrids, three different manufacturers, I should say, all in the top three. That's very interesting. And then the Group C 787B in fourth of GTO. He's been very successful with that car in the past. As Jim gets it wrong at the Dunlop chicane, loses 2 positions. Might be 3.
Oh, Splurge switched from the long boy. That's disappointing.
Chris also getting a bit close. Hopefully with the boost being on strong, it should allow them to catch up a bit more. As Jim also, again, seems to have either got it a bit wrong or took a bit of a nudge.
I think Splurge may have pushed him out a bit wide, then Jim just couldn't get the car back. Gentleman Racing is back after the getting stuck on the grid glitch.
You can see Splurge and Sam Vettel going at it as the 787B.
Like madmen. Oh, GTO is going for the outside dive bomb. Oh, and he backed up at the last second. Splurge making his way into first. Oh, Splurge spinning. He just bit into the wall.
And that means GTO up into
Splurge
first.
Let's get some F's in chat for Splurge, guys. Ooh, GTO getting a bit wide.
Jim and Vettel trying to go around the outside.
Dive bombs.
Oh, Chris!
GTO getting sandwiched between Sim. Oh,
actually playing ping pong. Here.
What is this? Racing or ping pong?
This isn't the strongest part of the circuit for the 787B. We know that its strongest part will be that straight, just like the rest of the Group C prototypes, and even the R18 TDI, which is a non-hybrid. So expect Chris to do wonders on the straight. Very close to Jim anyway. He'll have the slipstream. Oh, ooh. Jim makes a mistake.
Vettel going for a little bit of a push it out of the way. Cruising for some bruising over there, boys.
Looks like Jim will have to slot into the slipstream of Chris. They're weaving on the straight to try and break the slipstream.
I was just watching GTO, and oh my god, the launch he got off the back corner was ridiculous. You see the back end of that car just squat.
A bit weak on the brakes is that Mazda. It is dated technology after all, but anyway, Chris currently leads from Jim. And it looks like Jim's going to maybe charge. No, not quite. Looked a bit close. Maybe lost out a bit of time there as he ran a bit deep. That's allowing Vettel to catch back.
Jim going to the late apex, getting a little bit of the dirt.
Chris going wide, so won't get the exit they need, and that's allowing, yep, Jim going around the outside.
Jim going very defensive.
3 wide for the lead. It looks like Vettel will have the advantage of track position.
Looks like Chris is getting pushed out and Jim backs out at the last second.
All slide McGee's, and somehow Vettel has managed to get into first. Jim going down the inside.
I believe this has just turned into a 5-way battle.
Yeah, GTO and Splurge both getting involved in this as well. The NES lads putting on a bit of a show here.
Splurge going wide. Splurge is just not having a good race.
No, he's now under pressure from Daniel. Oh, Chris somehow makes save of the day so far. Vettel not that fast on the straight there, it looked. Maybe got a poor exit, but that Mazda is eating everyone alive on the straights. GTO up into first way before the braking zone. Can Jim do anything on the brakes in that more modern Porsche?
Oh,
indeed he can, he goes to the inside.
Diving the inside super late.
GTO easily makes the outside. And now Vettel looking to the inside. No, not quite. Oh, it's very close. It's a train of 3.
A little bit of contact by the looks of it.
If GTO can hang on through the technical sections, then he should easily be able to gap these lot on the straight. But again, these hybrids just seem to keep on swarming him on the more modern prototypes as well, such as the R18 non-hybrid, or the TDI rather.
Well, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the hybrid should have better braking because of the regenerative systems on the cars. So not only are they using the mechanical power of the brakes, but also the regenerative power of the hybrid systems to help slow the car down.
True, that's probably how we saw the Porsche of Jim do so well on the brakes compared to the majority of people. The lap for 4, as we're about to go on to the final lap here. Watching Chris on board.
And are we going to see GTO go for an absolutely outstanding move on the first corner?
We're about to see, watching the rear wing cam of Chris. At the moment you can see that Mazda eating them alive. Look at this.
GTO's going on the outside. Ooh, little contact with Jim.
And Jim outbrakes himself, and GTO had nowhere to go.
Jim and GTO go wide. Oh, GTO spins it too.
And now the battle for the lead is between Vettel and Chris. The 2 Audis have survived. Which is going to come out on top, the 16 or the 11 in terms of yearing? Chris going down the inside.
Chris going offensive. He's going to make it stick for the time being, but will he make it stick on the corner exit? Ooh,
Jim's coming back into this. But Jim has a 2.4 second penalty, probably for that collision with GTO.
More than likely, yes. Slowly whittling down that penalty on the braking too.
Yeah, it's definitely helping him out. It's going down to 1.1 and he's currently in the lead now. Splurge coming back into this as well. He's being pinned.
Jim just sending it up the inside. This is a battle to the wire, boys.
Jim's nearly got it down his penalty completely. It's only 0.2 seconds now. Splurge from out of nowhere has come back up into second.
Oh,
Chris is round.
Oh, Chris gets spun on the last corner.
And Splurge went
Splurge
wide.
gets extra wide in the last corner too.
None of these top 3 have penalties. Who's going to get it? It's going to be insanely close. Who's it going to be? It's Jim on the line. Vettel second. Splurge
that
third.
Was down to the wire.
500 between them. Only 1,000th between second and third. insane stuff.
And it looks like by what I've seen in the chat, Chris maybe just got too eager on the gas in the last corner and just spun his Audi.
So it is Jim first, Vettel second, Splurge third, Daniel fourth, Budsubs fifth, Rafa sixth, GTO seventh, Chris eighth, and Bolt on the straight now.
Bolt's also getting the best lap time out of everyone here too.
True, congratulations to Budsubs for that best lap. As Bolt is about to come across the line, they're going very slowly. They've sort of dropped off from the pack. So 150 at the end of that. The results are confirmed. Only 2 cars without a penalty there.
And that blind spot being Gentleman Racing, who got stuck on the grid.
Congratulations to Jim. Again, another pole sitter happens to go on to win the race despite all of that action. That was quite an eventful one.
Yes, indeed.
That will probably be the last race of the night, I guess. It is getting a bit later. And I do have neighbours, so I can't be screaming down the mic too late at night.
Can I get some F's in chat for Apple, please?
Yes, F's in chat. There's 9 of you. If I don't see 9 F's within 10 seconds, then... Oh, now there's 8 of you. Fantastic.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. It's actually 10 of us if you include me.
I
But
guess.
of course, I already suggested that we give F's, so I guess that's my F for you.
True. There's a bit of controversy regarding the result, I guess, with Vettel, but Jim, of course, taking the win.
Yeah, that was undisputed. Jim was obviously ahead of both because of the battling between, I believe it was, then I've lost it.
Well, we can always watch
in
back
the
the
race
footage.
lobby. Are we getting F's on the stream?
Yep, thanks again for the F's in chat, and thanks for being a part of this episode of Random Race Commentary, episode 10, double figures, as I mentioned on the outset. Thanks to BanditoTheDorito for being my co-commentator for this.
Happy to do it, Apple.
You should be. You should be indeed. They're definitely not, you know, overinflated ego or anything like that. Anyway, that
not
pretty
at
much
all.
concludes this episode. I don't know why I'm like this. If I knew why, I still probably wouldn't do anything about it, if I'm honest. But yeah.
Why would you do anything about it? You're just a complete meme in the NES at this point.
Pretty much. I'm the one guy that everyone makes fun of, despite being the series organizer. But I'm okay with it. It's all a part of the banter. Thanks SJ Gaming for saying another great episode. Glad for you to be a part of it. Hashtag #1 fan. So yeah, thanks again for being a part of this episode, lads and ladettes. And I will hope to see you next time for another episode of Random Race Commentary. Maybe an episode of Livery Workshop. Maybe an update stream. We're getting about due for another update on GT Sport. We'll have to see what goes down with that. Also, link to the Discord server in the description. That was recently set up, so join us there for some extra banter and knowing when I'm going to start another episode of this if you want to be a part of it again. And that's pretty much it. So until next time, I will see you later, folks.